Hello guys, yesterday I have provided all of you with some basic information that are necessary while coding C, which are included with variables, literals, constant and some operational functions there. If anyone who are not aware with the video, please go to the icon button showing above in this video and click on that and proceeding with the same video to learn the basics. Today we are going to learn some more facts and figures about C coding, which including comparison operators that are left yesterday and decision making operations that are provided by the users with the following keywords predefined in the C coding. Let's start. First, have a look at this note I have provided here. I have provided these notes so that a user have an idea about what we are going to start next. Here I have provided with very first point, that is comparison operator. These comparison operator in a programming language work exactly the same as in the mathematical function. I have wrote this in the priority order from greater than to less than equal to. This is the priority order a compiler executes a code. Second point is of decision making, where different conditions are made by the users and their respective output given by the compiler by executing and checking the test condition. These all are the points that I have made here. Third point that I have made here is looping in programming. Here, looping in programming refers to control and executes the number of iterations made by the user while programming C code. Here it is. Have a look at this. Looping in programming. This is what I have wrote here. Next, fourth point I have given here is of break and continue statement. These two functions are useful while working for loop, if else loop and while loop. And last but not the least point is fifth one, switch statement. We can say it is a corresponding type of expression we have made in regards of if and else statement. Here it is. Have a look at this from starting again to this one. First one is comparison operator, second one is decision making. C. Third one is looping in program, which is for loop and while loop. There is a difference between for loop and while loop is that for loop, in for loop we have known the number of iteration we have to perform, while in while loop there is no such condition a user need to learn about. In these two, infinite loop will also work. And next one is do while loop. In this while loop statement, these all are the corresponding statement we can use while using while loop. Fourth point is break and continue statement. And last but not the least, fifth point is switch statement we have provided here. Let's have a look at a code that I have provided here in VS Code compiler. Without wasting any time, let's start our coding. Here guys, I have to mention that please subscribe to our channel. If anyone don't know where have to subscribe, there is a red button, it's subscribe button. Please go and subscribe there and hit the bell icon to get all the notification provided by the video day by day. Here is a code. Wait for a while. This is the working of comparison operator. I have provided here a small code where comparison operator used. Line number 81. From line number 81, see the code. Here it is. Most of the student I know got confused about, but you have to do it yourself now so that you can understand it clearly and precisely. So you need to work your hard too. I am providing the best I can. Here, this is the first code. Let's run it, then I will explain. See, for first printf statement it is giving 1. Why is it so? Here I have provided a variable a, b and c of integer type, where variable a has a constant 1, b variable has a constant 2, and c I have provided an expression with comparison operator using in between. For c, I have provided an expression where a is less than equals to b, that is 1 is less than equals to b, so that the output is giving is 1. Why is it so? Because 1 is actually less than 2, so it's providing the answer 1 because we have provided here declaration for integer type. Next, therefore same like a is greater than equals to b, for a is greater than equals to b, it is providing 0 because this expression become false and the compiler executes value 0 for the false statement, as we have provided here percentile d, which gives an integer declaration. Next, here it is less than not equals to b, which means 1 is not equals to b. Here is it providing 1 because the statement is true. Same for here, c equals to a is not double equals to b. Here this double equals to means that this is an equality operator. Remember this line. This is an equality operator. A is double equals to b. Here it providing the answer false, but while we using declaration of integer type for by using percentile d, so the output is given as 0. Here we go. Let's make it a comment first, then we will go for our next code. Wait for a while. Here we go. This code from line number 99. It is for if else statement. It is an example of if else statement where we have to check an integer is of odd or even number. Let's have a look at the output first, then I will explain how does it works. Here, what is it given? Integer, enter an integer. Why is it so? Because here a very first line, line number 100, is given to be of printf, where it is provided with an input of a number by the user itself. So here I can write 4 and press enter. See, the answer is 4 is an even number. Why is it so? Here I have provided with if condition, where in if condition, if number is percentile 2 is equals to 0, that is if 4 modulus 2 is equals to 0, that is when 4 is divided by 2 and remainder is equals to 0, the execution of printf statement does adds the condition of if statement is true for their respective. So here printf %d is an even integer, comma number, that is 4 is an even integer, is given by the compiler. That's how a if else statement works. Let's make it a comment to and proceed to our next code. Wait for a while. Wait for a while. Here we go. What is this expression means? This is an example of if else statement providing three different conditions in a same code. Here this is a program of program to relate two integer using equals, greater than or less than symbol. Here we go. This is the code. Have a look at this first. If else. We can also call it as if else ladder. Now we are going to run this code first. Here we have to enter two integer. I provided with 4 enter 2. Result is 4 is greater than 2. Result is 4 is greater than 2. Why is it so? Here let's have a look at a very first line of this code, line number 113. Wait for a while. Line number 113. Here we are provided with variables number 1, number 2 to be of integer type declaration, and here we have a printf statement enter two integer that are printed as same here, and we have given the readings for the location of these two, number 1 and number 2, in a memory location to be entered by the user itself. So we have write 4 and 2 for the respective. Here we check what we have entered here. Number 1 is 4 and number 2 is 2. Let's check if statement here. What is this given in this test condition is number 1 is equals to number 2. Here we check 4 is equals to 2, that means false. The statement gone false. So if statement doesn't execute for their respective test condition, as it become false. Next is check for else if statement. What does this else if statement has and condition? It is providing with number 1 is greater than number 2. So here it is 4 is greater than 2. Yeah, it is greater than. So the printf statement returns the prospective statement for the given condition, that is result number 1 comma number 2 is written here. So 4 is greater than 2. That's how the code is running here. What if this else if statement also gone wrong? The else condition will check. The else condition will check and printf statement for else goes to be executed if above two condition become false. That's how a code runs. Line number from 113. Wait for a while. Wait for a while, guys. Wait for a while. There are some issues that I'll handle. Wait for a while. Here we go for our next code for nested if else statement. For nested if else statement, I provided here a code. Let's have a look at this nested if else statement. Wait for a while. Let I run the code so that the compiler executes, and from the output I can explain you why is it so. Here it is again providing for entering two integers. We are going to write again 4 and 3. Here 4 is greater than 3. Let's check this if else statement. Here the very first line is same as we have seen above. Very first line is same. Integer number 1 comma number 2. We have declared variable number 1 and number 2 of integer type. Next, the same proceeding printf. For printf, enter two integers. We have entered two integers where scanf provided with the respective input made by the user, that is 4 and 3, to the compiler. Here I have provided if statement and else statement, but in this if statement, here I have provided with two conditions where if number 1 is greater than equals to number 2, and if number 1 is equals to number 2, then it provided result number 1 comma number 2 is equal. That is, if we providing with number 1 4 and number 2 to be 4, if number 1 4 is equals to 4, then 4 is equals to 4 result will be given out while using if statement, nested if statement. And if this if statement goes false, then the else statement, that is we are providing with 4 is greater than 3 is given as an output. That's how the proceeding is done. And for this if statement, we also made a else statement where if this number 1 greater than equals to number 2 become false, the respective output for else will be provided as the given statement in the printf. Here this is how the program runs. These also are basics that I have provided here so that a student can learn better from starting to. Here wait for a while. We are going to our next code. Let I make all it comment. Look at this code. I have provided this code for loop statement. This is a small code. Let's have a look at this. How is it running? Let I run this. The compiler executes. Oh, it's providing an error. Let I make changes. Wait. Let I run it again. Here see what's the output it will giving. It will providing with an output of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why is it so? Here I have provided a variable I to be of integer type. Declaration I have already made here is of integer type for variable I. For loop. Here for loop iterates the number of iteration we have to given as an output in a printf statement. Here iteration made while using for loop. So here I have given a very first initialization of a given variable I, where I have provided I is equals to 1 and given a condition whenever I is less than 11, that is if 1 is less than 11, a test condition will made true and it will print the given output for respective I, that is it is provided with I. And in the last I have provided with plus minus I, that is for breaking the infinite looping system. I have provided here plus plus I. Here when I provided plus plus I, so this one when giving output 1 undergo in this statement, and plus plus I means I plus 1 means I plus 1. So this plus plus I will give 1 plus 1, that is 2, until it goes to 10, and after it goes to 11 the for loop breaks and gives no output. That's how a for loop statement works. Remove this. Student, you can do a work. Here you can remove plus plus I and then run the code. How does it work? And comment below. Okay. Next we are going for our next loop statement, that is for while loop. That is for while loop. Wait for a while. Let I make some changes here first, then I will run a code. Let's run the code first. Here it is. The main difference between for loop and while loop is that the user known about the number of iterations made by the compiler in the for loop, while in the while loop the number of iteration can't be guessed by the user until the test condition made by the user. Here I have provided while loop with a test condition of I is less than equals to 5. I is less than equals to 5. Here 1 is less than equals to 5, that is true, that is true, then it gives output 1. Here again plus I have provided, that will give 1 plus 1, that is 2. Again the condition goes for while loop 2 is less than equals to 5. Yeah, this statement is true. Then it will give output to be 2. This go until we have provided the output to be 6. That is, if the output is 5 and 5 goes here and 5 plus 1 6, this 6 makes this statement I less than equals to 5 to be false, and test condition become false and loop terminates for the while loop. This is what the while loop works. Wait for a while. Here we go. And next, do while loop statement code. This is for do while loop statement code. Let's have a look at the code first. Let I make it run. Is the code visible to everyone? We have to enter a number. Enter 5, 5 and print point 0, 0, point 0. Enter. Sum is equals to 10.00. How does it work? Let's have a look here. We have provided variable number and sum to be of double float type. Double float type declaration we have provided here for a variable number and sum has a constant equals to 0. Here what we have does is we have given do and while loop. Do and while loop. Why is it so? It is proceeding with while loop. While loop check is 5 is not equals to 0.0. Yes, it is not equals to 0.0. So it goes to do loop test condition and check for the respective input. Here we have entered a number 5. Again we have entered a number 5. As the condition becomes false for the while loop, until we have provided an input of 0.0, which will be making the test condition for while to be true, so that the respective output of all the sum made while in the do loop will given as an output as the sum. Here how this works, the do while loop. Wait for a while. Wait for a while. Here we go with our next break statement code. Wait. Here we go. Enter number 1, 3, 4, 5. We are provided with minus 9. Enter. It will give this output. Why is it so? Let's have a check at the code given above. For break statement, from very first line of line number 197, everyone seeing it? Yeah, this is the code we have provided here. We have provided variable I to be of integer type, number and sum to be of double type, where sum has a constant value to be of 0.0. Here I provided for loop. In this for loop I have made a test condition. Where I equals to 1. For I is equals to 1 and I is less than equals to 10 plus plus I. Here, what does this happen? Enter N1. As 1 is given, enter N1. We have provided the compiler the value of I to be of 3, which are entered in number or stored in the memory to be of 3 value. Is 3 is less than 0.0? No, it is not. It breaks the statement and sum plus is equals to number. Is it? It breaks the statement. Next it go for another loop where I becomes to be 2. And we have provided another number 4. 4 is less than 0.0. No, the condition is false again. So this again comes to here. For loop executes again and again until the condition becomes true. Number is less than 0.0. Is it becoming true? Here it is becoming true when I have provided n4 to be minus 9. This if statements become true and the whole loop terminates, as we have used break statement here, and the whole loop terminates and sum of all the numbers we have entered here has been provided by the compiler while executing the code. That's how this codes run. All the students need to learn these codes while coding themselves again on their laptops or desktops, so that a better understanding has been made by the student. I am trying my best to providing the bestest information, so that the student will understand the code faster. I made only key points here, not all the codes I provided, because if one understands the key points here, will be useful while coding and useful in programming too, as everyone understood how these syntaxes works and how a looping statement works, so that a coder do a better and efficient job. Let's have a look to our next code. Here it is. Is it running? It gives an error of integer I. Yeah, as earlier I provided I. Let I check. Here, why it is giving the error. A student will understand a code faster as fast as they able to find an error in their code. So make mistake and learn faster. I am running the code. See, here it is running. We have entered 4, 5, 7, 0, 4, 6, 4, 7, 6, minus 9. It will giving a sum of 48.00. Why is it so? Let's have a look at this code. A very first line of this code, line number 219, where I have provided integer I to be of integer type declaration. Next I have a variable number and sum here declaring to be of double float type. Here again I am providing with an for loop statement. Test condition I have made here. I think everyone understand what I have provided above is sufficient to learn about for loop. So how does it works? I not need to explain it again. Let's have a look at this output. How does it works? Here I is equals to 1, 1 is less than equals to 10. Is it? Yeah. Enter a number 1. We are provided with number 1, 4. If 4 is less than 0.0, continue. We have provided number 4. We have provided number 4. 4 is less than 0.0. Yes, 4 is less than 0. So this continuous statement makes sense is that the for loop works until it goes its value to be 10. Here why it is running to up to 10 until this test condition become false. Our last expression sum plus equals to number goes to be printed out. That's how this works. Next we are going to proceed with our next code. Wait for a while guys. Here we go. Switch statement. Switch statement we have provided here with plus. Enter operand 4, 5. Output is 9.0. Let's have a look how does switch statement works. Here I have provided operator to be of character type declaration. Next I have provided n1 n2 variable to be of double type declaration. Here the very first line of line number 240, it's exactly printed the same the expression here, isn't it? Yeah, this one. And this scanner providing the input required according to the user here. This input is given by the user according to these preferences and the test conditions that are made in the given code. See, here it is, we input two n1 and n2 variable constants. Here switch has an expression of for operator. Here operator belongs to the operator provided by the user to the compiler, which reads and stores it in the memory. We have provided here plus. So this switch statement looks for the case 1 which are enclosed in a curly braces. Always remember, switch statement start with curly braces for their cases. Here case 1 we are provided with plus. Print f we are provided the screen is visible. We have provided case 1 to be plus. Here operand we have print to be plus and enter two operand n1 and n2. It checks for the case. Is the case looks like we are providing the input? Yes, it is like that. So this n1 plus n2 is given as an output and the output is given in floating point with 0.1 precision made by the compiler itself. So that's how switch statement works. If all these cases become false, it works for default statement just like the same we have used for if and else statement. But here is the difference between if and else statement is that the if statement contains only specific conditions while the switch statement have many cases to be given in the input by the user itself, so that the coding executes as per the given cases and test conditions while it's becoming true. Here student, you have to do one thing: remove all the break statement and run the code and comment below in the comment box how does it run. Thank you so much to watching this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel. Please guys, I need your support. Thank you so much for watching this video once again. Thank you so much.